Oh, it's time. Time to get radical.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Just 2 days away. Are you excited? I'm not excited because I no longer watch a show. I just saw this trailer trying to get people excited. And it has about 175 likes, 3 dislikes, so I guess it did the job. What I saw, though, was a very hokily done 1-minute trailer that had these weird close-ups on many of the characters. And they did this like model pose head turn. It looked like they were about to tell me about car insurance. So I just kind of laughed at it. They were going for a very serious tone, but it just, comes across as, just very hokey to me. So yes, this season will be Rick's last. He's going to die. Like I told you, far before I think a lot of people, Rick was going to die. And I have this information about the show because I came across Chandler Riggs' cousin, and she told me a lot of these things. She also told me reasons why Carl's character was killed off, but I won't go into that because I talked about that in previous videos. If you want to know who's going to survive this season or who's going to die, well, Rick's gone. You saw a close-up on Maggie there. Maggie's character, I think, probably going to be gone halfway through the season. She might make it through the whole season, but she's not long for the show. And if you look at the description of this particular trailer, it says, Season 9 Every Picture Promo, Andrew Lincoln, Norman Reedus, Lauren Cohan. So, it's kind of crazy how 66% of that description is going to be gone very soon from the show. I mean, they're dropping like flies here. You might say with any long show, the actors and actresses are not going to be on that show forever. I think also Michonne, I think this is her last season. So, this is a character-driven show. It's not something different. We're not talking a show that has a particularly amazing story and an amazing plot where you could have a lot of main characters die and still have an ongoing story that really compels you. That is not The Walking Dead. I'm sorry, it's not The Walking Dead. It's never been The Walking Dead. The story in The Walking Dead, past the first couple seasons, has been pretty much shit. It's a character-driven show. A lot of shows like that. Now, if you have very compelling characters and their writing is amazing, then you can get by with that. But how many of you, honestly, I want to see a show of hands. How many of you watched this show because you had a couple of your favorites? And you see all these t-shirts that say, if this character dies, we riot, or we leave the show. If this character dies, we leave the show. That's the problem with setting up a show just hinging on people's love of the characters. If you kill off those characters, characters that people grow an investment in, a huge attachment to, some people were attached to Glenn, some people were attached to Carl, most people were attached to Rick. If you start killing these characters off, you kill off Maggie, and kill off Michonne, you're just stuck with Daryl. Daryl to lead the show. Daryl and a couple others. Now, there's all these reports around, these different stories that Andrew Lincoln officially has to tell people, he's leaving the show because he needs more time for himself or his family or, he thought it was a good move or whatever. That's just horse shit. He's leaving the show. He's leaving the show because they chose selfishly to save money and kill off Carl's character because Chandler was going to have to be paid as an adult. Also, unconfirmed, okay, this is something I have the inside track on, is Negan's character needed some more money. So apparently, one of the decisions to kill off Carl's character was to get Negan some more money. Fantastic, I guess. I wonder if Negan's going to become the main character of the show now. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Here's the problem, and I mentioned this in the other videos. AMC has trained me and trained many other people to become invested in The Walking Dead as Rick's story. The storylines have revolved around Rick motherfucking Grimes and his son. You have the whole show revolving around that. You lose that, and instantly there's a void that cannot be replaced. You can try to put the old sheriff's hat on Daryl. It's not going to work for a lot of people like me. Now, a lot of the fangirls still probably going to watch a show. Oh, Daryl, we love Daryl. Mm-hmm. You know, and you're going to have that. But the heart of the show is gone. Now, if they wanted to at least make the show a little interesting, if they wanted to do some interesting stuff with the show, they would introduce a new element. After almost a fucking decade, they can introduce a new element into the show that's been in other zombie lore. I'm surprised they haven't introduced a cure, alright? Because you remember they were looking for a cure seasons ago? I was really hyped up and invested, and I thought, whoa, they're going to find a cure. Something like in Dead Rising with the Zombrax. You know, maybe if somebody got bitten, they could find the cure and inject themselves and either get it out of their system, or maybe it be something that they have to keep on them at all times so they don't, turn. And I think if that element was introduced, or is even still introduced in the show, might make things pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know if I'd still watch. That's crazy. You know, a lot of you are listening to this going like, oh, you're just butthurt because Rick's dead. Oh, you're not watching the show. I'm like, well, I started disliking the show around, season 5, season 6, especially when they were out in the woods, just hanging out in the woods, not really doing much of anything. And Rick grew his beard, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? They're just chilling in the woods and really weren't doing much at all. And I thought, this show is just getting really boring. It's the same thing over and over again. You would watch, they would find a new area at least. There'd be some excitement because they'd find a new area, secure the area, then the area would get overrun. Have a fun drinking game on how many times in The Walking Dead they found an area, secured it, then it got overrun with zombies. You'd probably be fucking drunk. But you know what? That was at least a story element that kept you invested a little bit, even though it was kind of lame. I don't know. What do you all think? Are any of you going to be watching the Season 9 premiere? Well, if you do, leave it in the comment section how it is, because, I'm no longer watching. Yeah, I'm going to watch this silly promo again, and maybe just imagine they're saying to the camera, will I survive this season? Will I survive this season? That's all this show has devolved into. A who's gonna make it through the season show.